And ministers, in the short time that I have to say that language takes on a new meaning with your speech and with your revised estimates. And maybe more accurately put, your language takes on no meaning. And that's the worst message going out to people. People can put up with mistakes as long as we learn from them. People can put up with waiting if it's done in a just and fair way. But you're coming in here today on the basis of no cuts and using words like rescheduling, revising and revision and so many other words, reprofiling, and telling us that they don't mean cuts. Well, if they don't, it begs the question as to why you didn't come in before this, not in relation to the hospital, but if there was so much scope in relation to reprofiling, rescheduling and revising, then why didn't you come here and use that money? My colleague, Deputy Richard Boyd Barrett, has mentioned the money that he mentioned. I can think of much less money in Galway for the Galway Autism Partnership, 70,000, and if they don't get it, they're going to go under. Now, I don't have the time to go into the details of that, but it begs that question. And this is on top of a board. At the end of your speech, you talk about putting procedures in place. We were told on the Public Accounts Committee that all procedures were in place. We were told we couldn't rely on the public service, which I don't agree with, and so we got in experts. And they were the private experts who apparently misled, or, well, I'll use my words carefully, private people brought in because of their expertise. And now you're coming forward here. I mean, it absolutely beggars belief that you're coming forward telling us that this won't happen again. In 2015, before my time, the board came before the Public Accounts Committee and said they had learned. You know this lovely word we keep using in here, learnings. Obviously, nobody knows what that means, and I never liked the word learning. It never meant anything to me. But in 2015, this very board said they had learnings from the previous debacle. And then what really hit me on the public accounts was when I looked at what's paid on spin. Now, I'd ask you, Minister, tonight, if you answer nothing else, how can you stand over 800,000 to a spin company, a public relations company, over 3 years, and not only that, but decide to renew the contract for a further 2 years? That comes to 1.4 million and rising, or something like that. And you come in here tonight with this absolutely disgraceful speech and revised estimates that don't deserve that name, because that's not what's happening here. You are continuing to fool and mislead people, and they will not be misled. It was the strongest message at the doors during the last election. Just speak honestly to us. Say it as it is. Give us services in return for our tax, and stop this ridiculous games with spin companies and misleading people.